Thank you. My name is Bob Martin. I'm a resident of Council District 7. I also am president of the Homeowner Taxpayer Association of Bexar County. We're not anything new, but our primary concern is these proposed 20-plus rate increases for STP expansion and possible cost overruns. Now, this will certainly impact our senior citizens on fixed income and, of course, the working poor. Now, the history of nuclear power suggests, at least to me, that underestimating the actual cost of these plants is almost a certainty. During the 1970s, we had Washington Power System, also known as WOOPS. Well, this one was estimated about $4.1 billion, and they started in the 70s. By the early 80s, the cost increased to $23.8 billion. The partially completed project was finally abandoned, forcing the default of $2.25 million from the municipal bonds. At that time, it was the largest municipal bond failure in U.S. history. Now, the initial STP units 1 and 2, I understand the initial estimate was a little over $1 billion, maybe $1.25 billion. And I don't know. I think the jury's still out. I've heard figures running from $5 to $8 billion on that project. I could find no examples in my research of any U.S. nuclear plant that was built on time and on budget. Zip, zero, nada. Now, ratepayers will be forced not only to pay these higher increased rates based on CPS estimates, but now we're going to be on the hook for the likely cost overruns. And because of council getting 14% is coming to the city, I think the Homeowner Taxpayer Association must strongly support a referendum on this issue. We need to vote. But let's look at demand. As far as meeting future demand, financial incentives for large power users like data centers should be revisited. This includes property tax abatements like Mr. Gates got, Microsoft Corporation, and City Ordinance 97263. Now, these financial incentives have proved very effective in attracting these big data centers. However, data centers consume substantial amounts of power, but bring very few jobs. Finally, a recent tragedy, I think,
15 seconds.
will serve to illustrate just how this situation impacts our seniors. 82-year-old identical twin sisters were found dead in their San Antonio home. The bodies of Florence and Emma Jergen were found Thursday in the home where they had lived all their lives. Police say a single air conditioner in the home was off. The cause of death was pending, but believed to be heat-related. Neighbors say the women lived frugally on a fixed income. Now, my question, looking at these huge leeches on the power system, now I have nothing against servers. I mean, I need them too. But we're subsidizing these people, not only with tax abatements, but I believe lower power rates. My question to you is, how much do residential homeowners pay per kilowatt hour? How much does Mr. Gates and these data centers, server farms, if you will, pay per kilowatt hour? Thank you.
I may need to hit a little bit of help on this one. Cost per kilowatt hour. Yes, I do. I'm going to do the best I can to answer the question. Our average cost of power in San Antonio right now is about 7.5 cents. Average. Okay. Right now, our residential rates are a little bit higher than that, and our commercial industrial rates are a little bit lower than that, because it's a little bit cheaper for us to serve some of these larger customers because it doesn't quite take as much infrastructure to serve them, and they don't have quite the peak demand that our residential load profile has. some of these servers that we talk about, we consider them very, very good customers because they use a pretty constant amount of power. They don't spike in the summertime. And frankly, what causes the big expense on our system is that we need to meet the peak demand in the summertime. So the way we design our rates is we design our rates to place the cost of the system on those that cause the cost to be there. And our big expense is having so much power generators available during the summertime to meet that peak demand. And I hate to say this, but it's primarily the residential class and small commercial that contributes the most to that peak demand. That's why we are so intent on promoting energy efficiency and conservation, and those programs are primarily directed to the residential class.
15 seconds.
Because we've got to do the best we all can to conserve. And the more we take advantage of those programs, the better we're able to keep our price down. So I would really urge you all to take advantage of our conservation programs. We've got rebates available. Do what you can to make your homes more energy efficient.